Good morning, good morning. There we are. All right, let's pop over to our, yeah, we're on a top step, perfect. Let's knock out a couple levels here. I'm running into some of that liquidity from yesterday. Um, Real quick, how much time we got? We got 2 minutes left before this two-minute bar, so nothing much to see. We're just gonna chart out our pre-market low, pre-market high. Here's our pre-market low right here, and here's our pre-market high right here. Simple as that. It's running into a little bit of liquidity from yesterday. We are going to chart this on our different chart though, but this is something to keep in mind that there's some liquidity up here. So could have in theory taken a short there, but we'll work our way in here. All right, here we go. 5, 15, perfect. So tap pre-market highs, running back into the zone. That's about how that works this morning, and then let's find some liquidity on the fast track. So let me get rid of VWAP for right now. Don't really need it. Matter to me. And what time frame was this? Okay, not a real big pop in volume here. Didn't really care about this one. This zones I feel like have changed on me a little bit. Alright, so we tapped up into the liquidity, which was I don't know if that's the one on the 5-minute. This one look. No. I think, you know what? It's hard to trust with these volumes because like this volume, for example, was much higher later in the day. I don't know about Rhythmic's volume. But the volume's kind of confusing. I might have to pop up a third chart or take advantage of the volume on Top Step, even though still the volume looked funky there. But I know that we have some players down here, stub players here, and we have a bunch of lighter players all the way through this whole area. So start cracking through all these fulls, we're seeing what's gonna happen. Let's see here. Make sure we're at the right stream here again. I'm having issues. Making sure the stream gets to the right one. Let's see here. Alright, let's see. No? I think live. Okay. You're right. Alright. So levels, we'll get to these other levels in the future, but we'll knock out some of these bigger ones. Alright. So, a little bit of liquidity there. How's the buying that happened pre-market here? I don't really like charting it too much, but let's find out. Increase. Kind of a pop here. Kind of a pop here, huh? So we'll say that this is a. We'll say that it's like this. Like that. No. That guy got taken out anyways. Increased volume this whole way up. Most of it got checked, but let's see. Clean price action, clean it price action. Can't do that much trumpet right in the AM, dude. It's a little too much trumpet. I'm gonna skip that. I can do funk, but I can't do trumpet, dude. Trumpet'll too much horn in the morning, dude. Alright. So I think this is fair. I do think that there is a player here as well. Some liquidity going up into that close. But Again, it's tough to determine pre-market, right? I still don't know the differences between pre-market, but you see that the order has kind of come to that here and got bought up again. So someone's actively buying this. Is just how much are they actually actively buying it? But good morning, by the way. All right, let's go back to the fast track, see if we have anything here. Do have a pivot high, pivot low, kind of just this would be almost like a doji on a 15-minute. Oh, see, doji on the 15-minute. I wasn't even looking at it. But you can see from the range, right? This is basically doji so far. Cap those pre-market highs. We ended up finding a little bidder down here. We're gonna see what we're gonna do because if we're gonna play between these ranges here, might look to take a little bit of a short somewhere up here. So 5-minute, I really don't know why I have that 5-minute marked, but this is looking bullish. This is looking like it's curling to the upside. All right, let's see here. I didn't save really any of my charts. All right, so he's there. That one got taken. How's the volume here? Decrease in volume. So dipped, not a lot of ton of action. Pre-market highs. Came up into this range a little bit. Oops. Oh, this basically driving me nuts. Need some chill. What's up, Lefty? Good morning. Dewey, good morning, morning. Give me 1 second here. All right. Everybody, you know what's crazy is wasn't even a lot of people on in the Discord chat this morning. When I was checking the Discord, I was like, everybody's sleeping. It's catching up to them to the winner. All right, a little increase. So this would be that liquidity pool, basically. Mark that on 2-minute. Got here a little bit of a spike here. No, don't care about that then. A little bit of an increase, but that got swept. Another increase here. All right, keep an eye on that. All right, 5-minute, nothing yet. Just kind of consolidating. 15-minute was a doji. Oh, we got our range, so. How'd you do already this morning? Still super active? Dewey? And Lefty, good morning, by the way. I don't know if you were here before, but appreciate you stopping in as well. So, with this increase, even though it's been wicked out, technically, I would say that this is a new seller here. And it's real tight. So, I kind of like that we're talking about external and internal liquidity yesterday, and this would be considered like the internal, right? I think we still have this external liquidity, meaning that we're up here. Or this is your external, I feel like, up here, because we got close, but this is your external liquidity, and I think it's fair to say that your next one, I think, is probably right below this one right here. Supposedly. They order blocks, but let's see. It's all relative in price action. Keep an eye on it. Oh, excuse me. Trying to hold a sneeze and it didn't work. Sound like a little mouse right there almost. That was embarrassing. All right. I personally think that if we do come down, this will be another bounce right here in this range. We'll see. All right. Coming back into this little pre-market buyer here. It's kind of ranging back and forth between these two. Filling orders, getting this initial balance. Nothing much, dude. Just hanging out, dude. We're in it this morning. Got a little cup of coffee. Alright. So bam up. Touch this pole up here twice. Thrice. 3. Oh, yeah. Came back in, watching the Spire kind of chew it up a little bit. You would have traded between these players this morning. That's going to be the tough thing about playing in ranges like this is no win. Because as soon as you get cracked, you get cracked heavy. A little bit of an anomaly on the 5 minute. I don't know if you guys see it. Or yeah. This one ends up green. Be a little bit of an anomaly here. So that would be a 2-to-1 to the upside. And we aren't technically at the bottom of a range. So quality goes down. Pivot high, pivot low. None of these have been breaks yet. None of these have been true ranges for me. I got about another 10 minutes before these rules kind of come off a little bit. So see how these happen. Dang, Dewey. What a day, dude. That's across 20 accounts, right? That's just fantastic. You're trading what? You said 3 to 6 mini micros per account? MNQ, yeah. Man, that's just fantastic, dude. Is that a record for you? Or no? Oh, okay, okay. What's the highest for you? VWAP, and the VWAP a little bit here. Not too worried about VWAP, but I think it's just the liquidity that's here. It was like a while ago. I thought I was trading MNQ, but on one account, I accidentally short 12 NQ. Oh, so funny. I've done that so many times. That's hilarious. All right, we're cracking this Spire here. Let's see, we're running to the Spire now. A little peek on, sorry, we're running to the Spire right here. Starting cracking VWAPs here. We'll see if we crack them. 1 second here. See this little battle going on, man. Fire, still active here. Shop it around. Got the seller up here. Tempted to sell, right? It's tempting. You already made it 5K, Dewey? There you go, dude. You stay relaxed, but I know you still trade, so. What do we got here? A little bit. 1 second. I need to go back a car out real quick. Flat on all accounts. There you go. So a little bit of an anomaly here on a 2 minute. It's bullish for that. I'll be right back. I think a move's about to happen though. So, but I think I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. I gotta knock that car out. Hey, you want this one? Here, I think here. Eat these ones. This one's peanut butter. You don't want this one. This one's yerky. Yerky, you want this one? There you go. Perfect. Okay, tap back up into that liquidity again. Probably could have been a seller there. I definitely didn't want to be a seller in these short forms here. Just kind of want to see this how this first hour moves here. Let's look at the top step though. When I say probably could have been is because I know this is a decent liquidity with the selling. As far as the top step though, nothing too crazy is happening for me. I do have probably our 2 points of contact here unless this engulfs. And we may just have put in our 2 points of contact to the upside too. So if we start breaking this range with some buyers, we should see some good moves. The reason why I'm not drawing a trend here and taking this 2 bar is because before 10 o'clock East Coast, right? Before 10 o'clock East Coast, New York session, their trend lines are more likely to get disrespected. Trend breaks. So even if they're 2 bar, they'll still get engulfed. So I give it the first 30 minutes of the day, let it kind of balance out first, and then if we do 2 bar to the upside with a great volume, I may consider it, depending on the volume and context. But this is almost a little bit of a bear trap here, just kind of cut above this candle, so it was really close, but we'll see. We're still just range bound a little bit from the fast track. We're just cruising between these two. So sell side liquidity here. We got some buyers here in the morning, pre-market buyers, and then yeah, we're still messing with this liquidity. Notice we bounced off it in the overnight session. We just kind of bounced off that liquidity that was here from yesterday, and same thing, found some new buyers, and then we still got sellers from yesterday. So starting to etch up into them a little bit from a 2 minute. From the 5 minute though, we haven't broke them yet. So from the 2 minute, we're just slowly getting into them. Yep. So a little bit range bound. I don't know, knocking on the first 30 minutes. I feel like because for right now, for example, would I put a buy here at the bottom of this range here? I don't know. I don't know if I want to really mess with the pre-market stuff. I kind of want to see it break one of these players and then get some direction and some new buyers during the regular session. So that's what I'm kind of looking for right now. So break, tried to go higher, came back to range here on from a 2 minute. This is a bull trap. And I think from our other accounts, this is going to be a bull trap too. Now another rule, right, is this is more likely to get ran through first 30 minutes of the day. So even though I know this is a bull trap, broke out of these 2 candles here, tried to go higher. It is at the extreme though, so I can take this trap, but I prefer to take it if it cracks and then goes higher and comes down. But I will take the short here. Not a recommendation, trade at your own risk. As long as we don't go below here, I'm going to be taking this short. Not a recommendation, trade at your own risk. 3, 2, 1. I'm taking a short on both. All right, so stop's going to be up here, 3-point stop above this 57, so we'll go 60. That's going to be a 3-point stop there. And then I took one on the fast track as well. So we'll see how it works here. 3-point stop, I'm going to be roughly 60, 75. Really, I should put it a hair above it, to be honest, because I know the liquidity this here, but we'll go 60, 75. 60, 75, yeah. Do the same trade, 60, 75. Let's put a stop buy here. There we go. All right. So let's see how this works. So again, the reason why it's a trap from a price action standpoint is because we have some context here. It broke above these bodies here and these bodies here. It also broke out of some wicks, but it tried to go higher, broke out, tried to go higher, came back into even these bodies. So in terms of context, this is one of the better contexts. This is kind of an A setup for me.
in terms of traps, and then we would be looking, our target would be looking for out right here. Now the only thing that I don't like about this is it happened within the first 30 of the day, so that this kind of lowers it a touch. But nonetheless, I would still take the setup because it happened at the extreme of our pre-market highs. So I'm very fine. Even if this is a loser, I would take this 10 out of 10 times. So definitely be into this. Not a recommendation again. So we have our targets here. Risking 63 to get 1.5. I may take. We get back up to. We get back up to 51. I'll take another one up here. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I won't average. What's up, Samu? Good morning, my man. Good morning. Good morning. Having a little coffee, eating a little toast here. A couple dojis here on the market. Kind of interesting. We've been seeing. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we'll be seeing this multiple dojis. Huge liquidity. We kind of get these like. It almost feels like suppressed price action that goes down eventually. Like it goes down in the direction that it feels like when I say they're suppressing it. There's a little tinfoil, but nonetheless, I've noticed it. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens here. Volume's kind of heating up here, increasing. See what happens. I will take one more for another risk of $16 to potentially gain 40 more. So. All right, Pop, I got you. I got you. On some. On this one? This one? All right. I got you. Let's turn those off. There we go. There you go. Now we're talking. All right. So potentially going to look to take one more up here. So if I get another one of 52, now it's 52 to 78. That's another 70 points. So I'd be risking $16 to make 140, which is nice. So, but the stop will remain here no matter what, because as soon as the stop comes here, according to this strategy, this move has been finished, right? It's been dusted basically. So, where did I put the stop here? 60, 60, 75. That's what I'll do here. Just want one tick above this liquidity here. So we'll see what happens. Now, the only thing that's going to get me out of this trade is if the 15-minute gives me something different. So if the 15-minute tells me something, or if we get stopped out, that's the only way I'm getting out of this trade. I have to get out with the trap. Not on the 15-minute, I get out with just any signal. On the 5-minute, I have to get out with the trap, so can't get out with a trend break. Hope you guys having a good morning. Just getting going. I'm gonna have to cut the stream a little short today. Unfortunately, I gotta go. We have a offset schedules here. Hopefully, I'm really pushing, man, to get this full-time January. Really pushing. We're pushing hard. Another break here. Try to go higher. If we come back into the range again on this 5-minute, this will be another trap, and I'll add to the short. Kind of sweeping up. We're curling up though. This curling is at times bullish. The curling that happens, but again, we're just playing between these two players. So, but that curling is at times bullish. Oh, you hear something? I can't hear it. I can't hear it. All right, again, 4 minutes left on this candle. If this candle does not go below here, It can go. It can tap below here. Just can't close below here. If it doesn't close below here, and if it closes below here, so if it goes in this pocket here, if it closes anywhere in this pocket, I'm gonna add to the short. Not a recommendation. Now, if this is a double trap on a 5-minute, I'm actually allowed to take this 2 to 1 off the biggest candle. So sorry, I'm chewing. All right. So as long as we need to stay in this pocket next 3 minutes. Let's go look at our players, see how it's reacting a little bit. Players chart. So you see that this player is still active here. We still have the seller active as well, the sell side liquidity active, and really we're just looking to break one of these dudes. They're kind of just battling each other out right now. Perhaps something will happen near 10:30 a.m. Eastern, sideway rotation until that time, or perhaps 11:30 Eastern for the auctions. Yeah, 10:30 Eastern is what? That's Euro close, right? Those hour bars, anyways, those half-hour and hour bars are usually carry some weight. Good morning, by the way. Appreciate you guys joining the stream. It's usually when we see a shift. Yeah, I agree. All right, so let's kick back to the top step. So again, bull trap is a potential here. 2 minutes left. If this candle closes anywhere in this purple zone, I'm adding to my short. Anywhere in this purple zone, about right here. I'll put it to the tick. Is that right? Yep, anywhere in that purple zone. I'm going to add, not a recommendation, trade at your own risk. Futures trading is extremely risky. You lose more or all or more of your initial investment. I needed to put a disclaimer up here so that I could stop saying this, but just haven't got around to it yet. One of those many things I need to do. 10:30 a.m. or 11:45 a.m. Yeah, let's see. I hope this holds because I would like to get back into this. I would like to get into it twice. So I'm kind of hoping that this does hold. I'm not going to go heavy like I did 2 weeks ago. I don't know if you guys remembered, but there was a triple trap that I read out of context. Let me just make sure I'm not reading this out of context. Triple trap that I read out of context. This technically is a little bit of a bull trap too from a pre-market standpoint, but yeah, that was, I went kind of heavy. I'm not gonna lie. I tried to meme it. I tried to make it so it was like a sick for the content, but it did not work out in my favor. And it was mostly the trade idea was there. Like I read the trade idea appropriate. I just didn't read the 15-minute. And the 15-minute said, "Oh no, we're still in the long here, buddy." And I was like, "Oh man." I went kind of heavy. I'm not gonna lie. I just blew that account. All right, so 10 seconds. Hopefully it gets back up here for me. I would appreciate it if it came back up here because I would like to get back in and double this down. But if it comes below it, then there's nothing I can do. And there's nothing I can do. So even though I know it's probably going to go short, I don't want to add because for this one, risk is more that it gets stopped out because I have to put a different stop based on this one. I don't move all my stops up to this one here. So this one's more likely to get stopped out here. And but yeah, let's see if we catch this trap here this morning. A little bit range. If we look at the liquidity here, we're starting to tap into this liquidity right here, the buy side from this morning. This is the buyer from this morning still looking to take this up. And I think we have our stop at 78. So this is the goal right here. I'm expecting it to blow through this buyer too. Get down to this level down here. So that's the expectation. See what happens. Let's see if we catch a bidder here. There we go. Slipping a little bit. I want it to slip a lot of it. So 78, I said. I should probably put a limit buy down here. Buy 78.50. Let's see. Get up here. Gotta get it here quickly. All right, so 78.50s here. I'm gonna put it at 70. I'm gonna put it at 80. It's 580, 580, because we're kind of nearing the bottom of this buyer here too, this block. So 80, I don't want to get a couple ticked out. 80 is a decent number. There's going to be a lot of buyers at 80. I already just saw them on the DOM too. So I'm going to put this at 80. And we'll see if it comes down. Buyer's still here. Buyer's still active. Look at a 2-minute. Big volume here. Some absorption that happened, right? That big of a volume for this to happen here. There's a lot of sellers that just got absorbed. Does not mean it will continue up though. If you can't find new buying interest, this continues to go down. So from a footprint standpoint, I would like to be a buyer down here at the 60s, near the 60s. Maybe this little guy right here. This doesn't look too bad. The 70s. Not a recommendation. Yeah, we'll see. This doesn't need to be that green. Guy below this is bigger, but we'll drop you down a little bit. Let's knock you down a touch here, buddy. All right. Now we're dipping into that second set of liquidity down here, right? This buyer here, as you see, we tapped him, and this buyer is still buying some up too. We'll see if they both hold. Let's see if we slip. Juice? I don't know if this is juice. In here. Oh, that's yucky. That is gonna give you some juice, okay? Alright. So we get down here. And come on, Nelly. Come on, tap me out. So I'm gonna say this guy's gone. If we rip back up to this guy, that would be surprising. So I'm gonna get rid of this dude. He's gone. As much as I want to take this early, even though I know the 80s and the 4 points and this Bollinger Band and all kinds of stuff, I'm gonna stay a little disciplined here, and I'm just gonna let it tag me. I'm not gonna mess with it. Because reality is, I really do think that it's more likely we would come down to this liquidity down here. Alright, so we got the fill there. That was a nice short this morning. So again, as a little recap, just so you guys are aware, price, that was pure price action. We broke out of bodies, bullish, right? We broke out of these bodies. We broke out of these bodies here. Right here. First 30 minutes of the day, the rules are a little different. I need to be at the extreme of a pre-market high or low. I'm not going to take a trap in the middle of the range. Since this tapped and came back in off the pre-market high, this is considered extreme of a range. So since it broke out, tried to go higher, came back, I'm allowed to take one. Now this almost was another one. I almost added to it, and this been a 2-to-1. So we measure from the top wick down. You could see this is almost even a 2-to-1. See that? Because of this context. Now this will probably go at 2-to-1. Not even, and that's right at 70 mark, which is where we're gonna find buyers anyways. But 7.5. So if this would have closed us a little bit better here, I would have been in for 2. And then if we almost got this, man, if we would have got the tag out here, pre-market highs again, we would have been in for double. So nonetheless, here is our break here. We have our first 5-minute break. This candle is going to really in big volume, right? It's nice to see. While this 5 minutes is going, though, I'm going to get my kids some juice. And we broke through this seller as well. And look, we're tapping down into the 70 buy right down here. So where I was expecting him to go. So as you see, that buy just came off pretty strong right here, right? The 70 buy. We'll turn off VWAP for the time being because it's unnecessary really. But yeah, so we have a little bit of a break here, but we have buyers here. So how this next candle reacts is going to tell us a lot. I'm going to put this out here, make sure we're flat. Okay, we got no orders up, good. So if we continue down in these next 5 minutes, I'm going to continue short, and I'm going to go get some juice for my son. All right, I'm back. So now if we two bar here, even though it's at pre-market lows, I know it's at pre-market lows, we can get a bounce at pre-market lows. I'm still going to take the short. So we are going to run into some big buyers here. That doesn't matter. I'm going to be trading it differently on the fast track than I will be the top step. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind taking a buy here initially. But yeah, could have taken a buy there, but it's one of those mornings. I can't really manage everything this morning. My wife's gonna be gone these next 2 mornings, so I'm trying to not. If I have to run and do something and I'm managing these slippage trades in the morning, I kind of want to wait and see what happens. So, but I'm running this house strat as normal. So this is a 2 bar. I take it no matter what in 2 minutes, as long as the wick is not bigger than half away. I would like to see the volume increasing. The volume needs to be bigger than this. It was bigger than that, in fact. Oh, but you know what? This is the biggest bar of the day, and it's afterwards. So let's see here. How big is this bar? 40? Oh, I don't mean for that cussing. Sorry. No, it's not the biggest bar of the day. Let's change that. All right. So not the biggest bar of the day, so I can't take this. Yeah. Actually nice. This one's 40, huh? Well, it is the biggest bar of the day by a tick, but I don't consider that like really the biggest bar of the day. If it's by like a point or two, that's not really. I'm not going to consider that. If it's like barely the biggest bar, it's got to be like outrageously bigger. Not outrageously bigger, just so technically this is still the biggest bar of the day. If I'm going to go strict to my rules, I do not trade it because this bar is just slightly smaller. Right here, 39. This is, let's just make sure we get to the right tick here. 15 seconds left. This one's 40. A lot of 40. So it's about the same. This wick's kind of too big anyways, though. 4, 3, 2, 1. Wick was too big anyways, but if we get another red bar here, that doesn't have one of these wicks, I'm going to short it. So we're going to see what's going to happen here. And I'm going to take that whole leg. So if we leg this, I'm going to do a whole leg down wherever that goes. This pop screen, though, I'm not going to take it. We are bouncing off that pre-market low. So yeah, we'll see. Let's go back to the Rithmic. Fast track. So we're dipping into some of this buying liquidity from yesterday, right? Dipping into some buying liquidity from yesterday. We got this. I really wouldn't mind being a buyer here on the fast track at 40, roughly 41. I'm going to take one at 41, I think, if I can get down there fast enough. There we go. So we have a buyer at 550. I'll buy with him. Nah, I'm going to buy with him. I feel like he's going to get right there. I'm going to buy here. 42. I'll go a little bit above at 45. Buyer there. And I'm going to play this. I'll stick with those two and then tap into the 28. Just in case we wick below and we end up getting up into this range a little bit. So I'll front run this. I'll buy this. I'll play this conservative, buy this one a little bit more aggressive. All right. So dipping our toe in this pool here and seeing if that the player's obviously, he's still active here. Not too crazy yet. I like this because there's multiple buying positions. It's possible I could have taken it after halfway if I was playing moderate, but let's see here. We got basically the seller for me here is from here to here. And then we taper in volume, right? So from here to here is our seller. To me, this is the seller. To me, this, because of the little bit of a decrease, I don't know. I'm just gonna say that I prefer this range. I don't think this is as good. The price action looks very clean, but the volume's just starting to decrease. So I know that a lot of buyers got absorbed, but that quite literally means that there was a bunch of sellers. I'm sorry, not buyers, sellers selling into some buyers. Buyers were absorbing sellers here as well, but that still means that sellers were just cracking on them. So yeah, we'll put the sell here, right? Let me do the wick. All right, well, whatever. Want to do the wick then. 2 minutes left on this top step candle. On our price action chart, this is the house blend strat. If this bar is red at all, not halfway, 50%, I'm going to continue the short. So here's the halfway point. Not a recommendation, by the way. Trade at your own risk. Especially with this big laydown, it might be a little hairy. I'm trying to go long on my other account, so a little bit of a confliction here, but let's see. Minute left, you're hearing my son drink out of a sippy cup right now. It's pretty heavy. You're done with this. You don't need any more of that. All right, let's see here. We got a minute left here. Top step. Just keeping an eye out. Putting this new lows in. I got to measure this candle a little differently, but cracking the pre-market low. Now, in theory, when we crack pre-market low, it usually tries to go back down and it gets ripped up into an eat. So, but I still have to play the trend break off of this, and we got 5 minutes left on this little trend break here from the 15 minutes. So we're gonna be in double duty here. This is a massive bar on the 15 minute though, so I don't know if I'm gonna take this whole bar down. I'm gonna be honest. And yeah, we're gonna dip into some of this liquidity too. We're still gonna have to crack these areas, but could have been head and shoulders a little bit, but we'll see. I'm not really a pattern trader like that. All right, so this wick is getting more than 50% again. So 20 seconds. Let's see here. I don't want to be playing a bunch of bottoming wicks here. I almost hope it goes green. 3, 2, 1. Huh. Well, looks like I'm not getting into that one either. It's just slipping away from me. It is 3. It is increasing volume though. I'm gonna take 1. So volume, I like the volume. 3, I like the 3. Not a recommendation. Halfway wick usually only applies to the first one, and if the bar next to it's green, an increase in volume is great for the green. I'll take it. So this one is still, I don't love it. I would have loved for it just a 2 bar, but we're gonna take this whole move as a measured move here. So where's this land? Or I'm gonna take it as a whole move. 13s. So since I'm looking at 13s over here, I'm gonna actually rhythmic out of that. And I'm gonna try and play a bounce. I'll take 1 at the 40s. But if I'm expecting to come all the way down here, let's see what happens here. So 13. 13. Here. Alright. There it is. So it's a little peek of the fast track. Not recommendations, by the way. I am kind of counterplaying this, so I'm expecting a little bit of a bid here. And then I'm saying 13, so let's look at the 5. Crack through this buyer here. Buying in the middle of this range, which we're dipping our toes into this buyer. As you can see, we're kind of like testing this buyer's trying to actually front run it a little bit. All right. Oh, I'm getting crawled on. What's up? Doing some more hugs this morning? All right. All right, there you go. There you go. All right, so obviously a big seller from a footprint standpoint.
Please.
Oh, my bad. Got you. So this guy got taken
This
eventually,
one.
finally. What do you want? This one?
This one.
Oh, that one looks good.
Nice.
Nice. All right.
That's it.
Yeah. So, found some liquidity down here. If I have to take this one on the forehead, I'll take it on the forehead. Let me see. I'm going to put a 3-point stop above. I don't know why my stop's here, actually. Oh, yeah. So it is here. So I'm going to put a 3-point stop above here. Let's see here. 2250. We go 2550. I'll play the ladder since it doesn't want to give me the 50. All right. It's fine with me. So again, if we come back into this range again here, by the way, I just made that little adjustment here. Put it up to 2550 here. So you can see the sellers, even though the sellers are active from here to here, increased volume. So we had this to this. You can consider this whole block selling, right? This whole block selling. So may want to look to short the 586. From a 2-minute though, not the whole block selling because it started to taper off here. So the 2-minute saying that it's more like 611 area. I want to keep an eye on that actually. 611. I'm going to keep an eye on that as far as the real selling. So I don't know if I want to be a. Wait, am I already a buyer for one? Okay, I'm a buyer for one. Okay, we tapped into here. I think. Let's see here. Let's go back to our 2-minute. So from the buying yesterday, I think we talked about how like this is the order block, roughly right around here somewhere. But let's see what happens. Trying to take a little bounce. I don't want to buy this thing all the way down. I might look to be a buyer back at the 596 area. We have a bidder at 525. Not interested in him. I take 2 at 496. 496.
Order filled.
Order filled. Oh, okay, cool. We got our top step fill out here. So that was nice. And so we got 2 shorts here. We got this one off the trap, and then we got the measured move here, basically shorting this range and doubling it down to here. So we got our next leg on that. So we're starting to sell aggressively through these areas now. Now I'm like, oh gosh, maybe I don't want to be a buyer in these levels, but we almost came down to here. I just missed that liquidity. I don't want to see it like liquidity front run me, and then I get tagged. So I'm gonna play this a little bit more conservative. I'm gonna spread it out. I would have preferred for me to get tapped and then ran. Let's see. So this is some of the buying that was happening from yesterday. I think we could get a bounce here. We'll see. Not worried about it too much. Top step. The homebrew strat is working great. Pulled off 100 points out of the market so far. So again, just a little recap. Good morning, by the way, for those of you new. Here's a little recap here. So markets are dumping. We're below pre-market lows, so I'm only looking for shorts now from this account. All right, so I'm in it for 3 on the fast track real quick. Let me just pop you over. I want to cover some if we get a little bounce here, but if we crack through this area, I'm going to get dumpstered. So, but I'm hoping we find a little bit of liquidity here for a little bit of a bounce, and I'm hoping I might try and cover some up at the 90. So I averaged down for 2. It tagged me up for both. I want to cover 1 here. Oh, that was a buy. Sell 2. Sell 2 there. All right, so now I'm only holding 2. I have a little bit better pricing on these ones. So let's just have a look here. So first one was a big drop. Now this is the liquidity I'm trying to hang on to. This guy right here. See how we tapped into him? So if we, I don't want to be holding too heavy. So I would like to see this thing start ripping above in the next 12 seconds. If this buyer gets taken, this is going to be a smidge sketchy for this position that I'm holding. So would like to see a touch of a bounce here, maybe a test of pre-market lows. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. All right, so we got a little bit of bounce, but I'm gonna say this guy's gone, even though it was on the line. Say this guy's gone. selling kind of aggressive, and then I'm just gonna take this wherever this lands. I take it. So, nonetheless, here we are with the house strat. Now I'm only looking for shorts on this account. We have new liquidity coming in, new selling liquidity. This is new sellers, fresh sellers. From the 2 minute, these are all fresh sellers here. Right. Oh, here, let me put BO back over. I'm switching screens, but not switching screens. So, fresh sellers, all these guys right here. Fresh sellers. New selling. So, I'm expecting this block. This would have been the extreme of the liquidity, right? So, this would have been what you call external liquidity, I believe, what we're talking about yesterday on the Discord. Yeah, let's see if it holds here. I'm actually interested in both merits here because otherwise, this is your next buyer down here, the 85s, which I'm not trying to be a counter trend trader this whole time. To be honest with you, I wouldn't even mind. I'm going to probably have to cut some point here, but I want to see if this buyer holds. If this buyer gets taken, this is the idea. This is the last one for me here. So if this buyer cracks, I'm going to just get out of these positions. It is what it is. So, again, this is a theory. I'm basically forward testing this theory because I need to be trading it in the middle of candles. So, especially this strategy, don't take too much credit in how I'm executing, but you're seeing where the players are. So, my executing strategy just needs to get a little bit more refined. So, 4 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to close this position. That's just is what it is. Even if we get a bounce and bounce back up and everything like that, I'm going to close that one out. So took a little bit of a hit there. 100, 144, 113, but we did get 100 of it. So we're down basically 150 on the morning on this account. On the house strat, though, we're up 200. And this one's starting to become the biggest candle of the day by far. So biggest candle of days are likely to get taken, meaning they usually get swept back up. It's considered exhaustion at some points. All right, we might want to be a buyer here at the 389s if we want to come down here. Where are we at? We're down at 3s already? How far do I have to scroll down? This is insane. All right, so this is where that other liquidity was, and it was really, really strong. Now we do have some buyers here. Some buyers here. Up. We definitely have buyers there. Some buyers here. And then we have little buyers all the way up here too. But I want to, if we come back into this range here, I might want to be a buyer of 400. Let's see, I'll put one at 405. I don't want to be counter trend trading, I'm going to be honest with you, but that's just kind of the position I'm giving this morning. So I'm going to go one at 405. I'm going to do one at 400. And then I'm going to play this range a little bit. 387. 387. 372. So this is kind of a, I know this is DCAing, but I definitely think that this pull out of all of them, the 350, I think this pull will hold for sure. That's not a good way of saying it. I think if any of them are going to hold, look how bright green it is. I marked it bright green for a reason because there was a lot of huge buying happening at this range. So if we do tap into this zone, I am looking to buy it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 micros total. I won't look to hold all of those, but let's see what happens here. Hopefully we get a little fill. Definitely don't want this thing to run away from me. Oh, give me one. There we go. All right, at least I got one. So let's see what's going to happen here. Sorry. Put this here. Big green buyer. So I'm in for 2. Starting to dip our fingers in this pool here. Definitely going to be playing all this liquidity. Look how we bounced off of this dude right here. The very beginning of that buyer there. That's more of a macro buyer. So if any position is going to hold, I think it's going to be this one on the day, just for an intermediate bounce. I don't think it's going to hold. Not a recommendation. Trade at your own risk. None of these trades are recommendations. And just because I say I think it will doesn't mean it will. Anything can happen. If from an ICT standpoint, you got to love fair value gaps though. Fair value gap, fair value gap, fair value gap. Huge jumping. Fair value gap right here. I'm not going to be trading those though. So we're in for 2. Expecting some sort of bounce off this. See if we get some kind of bounce up here to the 90s. I know that's a big bounce, but maybe the 90s and then roll over. So let's see what happens here. I am pretty aggressive into this area, so I got a couple in. I will continue to be a buyer. 387, I will be another buyer. You can barely see the price action. This is so bright. Turn this down. There we go. Kind of see what's happening here. The different buying that's happening over here, right? We have the buyer here. We have the buyer here. We have the buyer here. From a 5 minute, we crack through pretty much all of that buying. You see that? All that buying we crack through. Now we're dipping down into this buyer down here. So dipping our feet into this dude. I'm in for 3, in for 4, and for 6. So this is the full liquidity here. So if I get clapped on this one, then this one's gonna hurt. But let's see what happens here. So this guy's gone. This guy's gone. Now we pulled into this dude, the 2 minute. So if we're gonna get a bounce, I think it's gonna be somewhere around here. We'll see what happens. And for 6, I don't really like being in for 6, but it is what it is. Up a tiny bit. I wanna actually get up here if we're gonna play this range. A lot of pressure. Big dumpster here. Look at the top step. There's really nowhere for me to get in. I can't really get in anywhere. From 5 minute standpoints, you have different fair value gaps here, right? Fair value gap. Fair value gap. I think that's fair value gap. And then you have another one, I think, somewhere in here. I think, is it this one? I don't know. Nonetheless, a bunch of them. Doesn't mean that we'll touch. We can just continue to dump. Was there news? Was there data? Check my Discord. Because this is really heavy. Time is this happening at? Hey, EMA, I'm just using my own strats actually. It's technically not. Some of Al Brooks' entries, I've kind of created my own system around some of Al Brooks' entries for my top step here. So this one was Al Brooks, and then this one is it's not ICT. I figured out it's more like a footprint. My knowledge of footprint and bookmap, finding players based off of that, and trying to play with the players essentially. So if we take out this buyer, I would be surprised. I would be really surprised if we end up taking out this buyer here and just keep dumping. Because that would be what? That would be a 300 point move in a matter of a couple minutes. That's pretty intense. How much is this move? Yeah, we're almost at 300 points, and it's been let me see here, 10:05 to 10:40. It's a 300 point 30-minute bar. That's insane. So, see. Hopefully we don't blow this account. I do think this buyer is going to be, this is that strong buyer as well from the other day. I definitely don't want to, I would prefer to stay in this and expect to bounce somewhere around here. If we tank it and I blow this account, that's fine. There's more fast track accounts and they're pretty cheap anyway, so. But I would prefer to hold this position. I feel decent about it. So we'll see what happens here. Top step though, I'm running this strat as it is. And right now it's just saying, yeah, we're looking for sells and we're going to continue to look for sells. If we get pullbacks, I'm only looking to sell this market. So that's what we're saying from this house strategy standpoint. From this, we had a 2-bar on the 15-minute. I didn't take it, but this actually I should have also added from the 15-minute standpoint. And this would have captured this whole move. 2-bar break. Got down to the 83s. There you are. There's your 2-bar break for a 15-minute. It worked out perfect. I didn't take it though. I saw it too. I called it. I just didn't take it. But there it is. All right. Which one do you want? This one right here?
Okay.
Okay. So again, this buyer is still active. We tapped into that pool of buyers down there too. This was another strong buyer from that previous day. You notice we bounced off quite a few times. off this area. This was a buyer that was hanging on. I think he was actually hanging on from even over here. So dipped into that pool again, seeing if buyers are still interested. I really would be surprised if we cracked these levels and kept going lower, but it is what it is. We didn't. We only edged into this buyer a little bit. We're starting to see a little bit of buying come in. I would prefer to come up, and I know these are fair value gaps, but I don't know. Where's the big liquidity at? Big liquidity is here. I think this is more of where I want to start front running here. I would prefer to sell it like 458. 458. I don't think this one's going to get as respected. I think this one's going to be the one that gets respected. 458. If in terms of, if you, in theory, just because of volume. See how volume's kind of tapering on these cells here? That tapers off, and then increases. So we have our new seller here. So this is what I would consider a new seller here. I don't consider this real selling here. This is super thin. And then, yeah, so this seller all the way up here, but I think this is where your seller starts to accrue. So yeah, I'm just gonna hold on to these. I know there's a new seller here, volume, but yeah. So EMA, 2 bar breaks. Oh, I'm sorry guys, I keep showing you guys the wrong screen. So new seller here. Seller here, see the volume, the tapering in volume here. 1, 2, see how it tapers off. So I don't consider this a real new strong seller, but the increase in volume here, I consider this a strong seller. So up into this first touch. So I'm gonna tap it back into this range. Could dump off again and come back up, but I don't consider these, even though these are fair value gaps, right? Right here, right here, right here, right here. I think if anyone's going to be respected, it's going to be more this one. It's 465. I think this one kind of gets blown through, because if this one gets blown through, if the seller gets blown through, I think we come all the way up to 500. But we'll see what happens. Need new buying interest. Let's see if these buyers are active from the other day. I am in a few longs here, but we did take a couple to the forehead here. We got that nice short on the morning. Trying to be a buyer up a little high, and then we just cut through everybody 300 points. So that's why I cut that trade off early. Well, I said early, but I was pretty much holding on to that thing for a second. So we're gonna see if we cut through this seller a little bit. This is a huge extension here. So again, I'm only gonna be looking for shorts on the house strat here. Only looking for shorts. So even if this market rips V-shaped recoveries, I'm only looking to short this market at this time for the time being over here. But I am long over here. So a conflict of interest here. So new seller here. As you see, he's still actively selling into this. It's going to be up to this buyer to see whether he's going to accumulate, and then we have a buyer down here. So we'll find out. And then again, EMA, I don't know if you're still here, but just traps and trend breaks. 2 bar trend breaks and bull traps. This was the bull trap that we caught on the morning. Right here, bull trap here, almost another bull trap. And then we took this 2 bar trend break, but I took the 3rd bar because I wanted to see the volume kind of split a little bit better. We have these huge moves. This was also 2 bar. I missed on the 15-minute. This would have been a nice move had I gotten into that one. But yeah, nonetheless, here we are. Back to this page. So we'll see. I would like to see a crack above this. Probably want to sell a couple at 59, right ahead of 59. Maybe somewhere like, maybe like right ahead of 50, maybe 48. I'll sell a couple at 48. That psychological number. So let's see. I'll sell 2 at 48. How many I am? 6. I'll probably sell half at 48. Yeah, I don't want to be holding all this stuff all the way up. Actually, I can't even really make that much money on this account anyway, so this makes up some of the loss. We'll see. I'm only allowed to make like 250 on this account now that I think about it, but I'm down what? I'm down 150. So I'm technically up 100 if I close the trade. What do I need to get to? 350, 450? 450? 450, I'll just close everything. I'll flatten it, because that would put me at 250 for the day. Let's see. 450 or 350? No, 350. Just need to get up to 350 and I'm out. And that puts me flat. All right, so we're almost here. All right, let's see if we can get some buyers here. The sellers are still active right there. Still going to be looking to go short on the house strat. I know I'm in heavy. I know this can reverse. We can get a next leg down here. I'm well aware. I'm well aware. That happened kind of quick. Did it not happen quick? Let's be real here. That was crazy. All right, let's see if we can get up here a little bit. Just want 350. That's almost 350. I should just move some stuff down here. Let's go here. Go here. If it just one ticks me, that's whatever, dude. All good. Oops, took one off there. Need to take one off there. Thing rolls over, that would be funny. Almost at 350. We might have been there a couple times. I was just looking at this chart here. 1 minute left in this 5-minute candle. What do you guys think? V-shaped recovery, or are we rolling over doing another leg? So depending on how this volume works out, we have a new buyer here, right? Which was a previous buyer, but new buyer here. Decrease in volume. So we could put this as a new block here, depending. We've ran up into that area a few times now. I'm just going to take a couple off here. Still hold on to 3. I'm probably just going to hold on to these 3. The reason why I'm taking a couple off is because if there's a lot of buyers, there's a lot of probably buy side absorption that's happening up here. And after a while, they're going to get trapped. And when they get trapped, I don't want to be holding on to this position rolled over. So we're going to see what happens here. On the house strat here, the house pattern, we're going to be going and taking a little 2-bar here. So if this thing cracks with some volume, and again, I want my volume to get above this volume here. So if we crack the 2-bar, end up going down, I want the volume to start increasing like that. So back to the fast track. All right, so how much am I up? I'm up roughly 50. So I can close it here. All right, so that is good. That's good for 250 on the day here. This account's good. I don't need to trade anymore on this account, but I will. But I'll just take little tiny trades. So we're starting to rip through this one. Again, I don't think, even though this fair value gap right here, I don't think it gets super respected. I think this is the one that's going to get respected more likely. Really, I think because of the real buying here that's happening, I say this one gets respected the most. If you were going to take a fair value gap, I think this is the one that's really going to get respected. So, something to keep in mind. So far, this one has a little pop off of it, but are we going to really chunk down? But anyways, that was a little risky, I'm not going to lie. That was, it is what it is, though. I knew we were going to find, well, I say I knew. I knew that there was big potential, that we're going to find buyers from these previous levels. So I wanted to be a buyer here. We almost tapped into this secondary. I kind of went heavy all right here. And as you can see, this buyer is real active here, right? Same thing. I figured he was going to be active here. So I wanted to play with him. And then we have a new seller here. So if this seller gets taken, then these buyers are going to start what you call gaining control. But look at the volume. So look at the volume of selling absorption, how it doesn't crack this volume here. So if it doesn't crack this volume here, I'm going to say this seller is still really strong. So what level is this? Almost 500. So I'm going to say at 500, I'd like to be selling. And I might actually do that on the house strat. I shouldn't. I'm not going to do it because I need to keep this account pure. I really need a pure account here. So the house strategy is up 200 points. It should have been up another. If I would have taken this 2-bar off the 15-minute, Should have been up another 130 points. So another $260, but it's okay. We're all right. We missed that 2 bar, but that's okay. It was a big bar coming off, so it wouldn't have been as easy either. We could have caught a nice bounce and it been in this trade for freaking 3 days. So it is what it is. So only looking for shorts here. So if we end up 2 barring down here, I'm gonna try and take a short on this house strap. But the volume has to get above here. If volume doesn't get above here, we're not interested. All right. So if I had to guess where VWAP is, if I had to take a guess, I'm gonna say VWAP. See how much that volume came in. VWAP. I'm gonna say VWAP's right here. No, right here. 555. Right here. Let's say VWAP's right here. All right, 555. Let's see. See if I'm right. Oh, 552. See, I don't need VWAP. I already know where VWAP's gonna be. I was right there. It was 2 points away. I said it was gonna be right here. Right here. This is just based off of where I know most of the volume is and the average price. So we moved pretty quick. Most of the volume's up here. Got some volume down here too from the buy side, but that's why it's flattening out. So if you're to average between the top range, bottom range, most of the weight's between here and here. So what's up, Tracy? Good morning. All right, we took out this seller here. The seller's gone. So if I wanted to be short, it's not going to be on VWAP. It's going to be where the seller started to sell heavy at 500. Not a recommendation. Trade at your own risk. None of this is financial advice. Futures trading is extremely risky. You could lose all or more of your initial investment. So please don't take any of this as trading advice. You're in water now? What's that mean? Watching the stream from a pool? You in Fiji? You watch my stream with your Apple Watch from surfing or what? All right, so blew through this fair value gap as I expected. Like I said, I didn't think this one was going to be. I didn't think this one was going to be the one. I also chance it could be this one. I really don't think it's going to be this one either. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is the. I think this is the one. This is the one. So caught the bounce though. Again, argument, right? That I didn't catch it here. Like, oh yeah, but you just averaged down. It's true. I did. I tried, but in theory, I tried to buy with this buyer here. Try to buy with this player. Once we cracked this player, I was out. I was out at the close of that candle. I said, I'm out. Took a small loss. And then I said, I want to be, if we're going to play more macro, if we're getting a big macro move, I want to buy with the macro buyers. And they're down here. So that's what I did. So this fair value gap's getting clapped a little bit. Now we're going to go up into this fair value gap. This is why I don't like fair value gaps. I'm not going to lie to you. Because unless you have volume with it, but if you're going to go multiple fair value gaps from a 5-minute, I would rather just, I don't need a fair value gap to tell me that this is all fair value. We're retracing all this stuff. But this is where your sellers were. This is where they're selling aggressively at. This wasn't as aggressive selling here. And then they started running into the buyer. So I'm expecting this to be your seller. And I'm going to try and sell it probably the 490s. Oh, I need a practice account. Should I just start a new combine? How much am I up here? 100, 140, 53 down, 350 up. No, I can't even get into this. All right, in theory, I'll just mark it. I'll mark where I think. So I would try and put. See the seller here? Fair value gap, fair value gap. See this? Don't think this guy's going to get respected. Don't think this guy's going to get respected. Don't think so. This is your dude. I think if I was going to start selling this, I'd sell it probably, not a recommendation by the way. I'm just saying I would probably try and sell it ahead of the seller. There's been no real new buying that's happened, by the way. This whole move up, Not real buying. This is a new buyer here, barely from here to here. And this is also an anomaly, but not at this extreme of a range. So argument to be made that here's a new buyer here. Very light, albeit very light, especially against this seller. This guy is almost nothing. He's a worm. This buyer though is pretty serious. So this whole, but I'm not marking this whole buyer because I know that the buyer is from over here. So this guy's not getting marked as a new buyer. I mean, he is new buying, no, but from that old position. So this fair value gap, I think this one gets ran too. I think we're gonna get a nice rejection off this 90s, 89, 90 area. I think that's gonna be chef's kiss. So back to the Top Step account, looking for a break. Is it not good for a long? It's up to you, really. So from here, so from my house blend strat, I'm only looking for shorts. Like I want to look for short at the 90s. I think we're definitely gonna get a reaction right here. This is gonna be one of the biggest reactions of the morning, in my opinion. So long, yeah, if you're getting long here, but if we crack these levels here, I guess there's buying some support here, but I mean, really, we can get all the way down to 150 today. I know there's some buying here too, though, the 250s roughly. But if we crack these guys, we're flying. So it's like, do you want to, those are the two for me. If we crack through these sellers, I'm like, nah, really, I want to be a seller in this market. I don't really want to be a buyer yet. I mean, I did buy here, I'm not going to lie, but I would prefer to be a seller up here because of the momentum to the downside. I think it's going to be harder to get back up to these levels than it will be to crack lower. So, see, this buyer is just kind of getting eaten up. This was a new buyer here. He just got sold into a little bit. 41 seconds left. We'll see this happen. That's hair, Papa. That's hair. So, house blend strat. Let's take a little peek here. A little bit of a crack here. Below pre-market lows. From this perspective, all I need is the volume to get either here or 3 increasing in volumes for me to take a short. If it meets either of those criteria, I'm going to be in. So if the two happen, they're both red, but they're low volume, like they're still increasing, but they're kind of low. If the third one, even if it doesn't meet this, I'll add up all these 3 volumes and it should be bigger than that one. So a little bit of a crack here. First break on the 5-minute. We did not crack this buyer yet all the way over here from a 2-minute standpoint. Let's take a look at the 5 though. So from the 5, tapped into this buying pool here, found another buyer here as we were expecting. It's more of a macro buyer, not a micro buyer. All of these buyers, look at this. All of this just got ran through. Oh shoot, that is funny. All right, so this all got ran through. I think where did I try to buy from? I think I tried to buy from like here. Yeah, I tried to buy from this buyer here. So once this dude got cracked, this was more of a macro buyer for me. This dude here, I think. Where was this buying that happened at? Where'd I get filled at? How do I tell where I get filled at? 489. I sold out right here. 489. Oh, so I even took a little bit bigger dip than I wanted to. So try to be a buyer here. Oh, you know what? I tried to be a buyer here, and then I tried to take a couple more down here, I think. And then I stopped out at 489. So once we hit that dude, I'm like, whew, and then I became a buyer again down here with this buyer here. We even tapped into that one, which is kind of crazy. So let's see here. So sold into these buyers. I don't know. This guy might be still trying. I still think there's going to be a buyer here. I'm not going to take any more trades because I'm done, but I still think you find buying here. Boom, boom. Not a recommendation, by the way. I still do, though, because this is a big move. This is a big leg. For this leg to go lower, that's saying we're going another 200 points down. So we're saying the 150s, which there is buyers at 150s again. Right, this guy right here. This dude. Boom. Get some buying. But, well, I'll probably have to go from a different time frame, but there is a buyer. Pop, 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 pop. I could take this all the way to here. From this guy, not from this guy. This guy didn't do nothing. It's this guy. So I'll say this is your bigger macro buyer. So if we came down to the 150s, this is the buyer down here. Is it 175, 170, 68? All right. So here we go. But yeah, I still do. I think we do bounce, but I don't think that it's gonna be just a bull run. Oh, though that looks kind of good. This buyer is still holding. Look at this buyer. Look at this dude. They're trying. See that? Look at that. Right here. Dojis goes above it. So I think we head up for a little bit. Let me see here. Keep making noises right now. I would like to get in. Let's see. I would like to get in roughly short. If I want to be aggressive into the short, I'm going to go 80. Right? And then I want to maybe sell one more 94 right at the beginning of these buyers up here. So this is me being aggressive on the sell. If I want to play a little bit more conservative on the sell, I still think, not conservative, about medium. I still think, so roughly the 500, not the 500, 510. I would say the 510 would start to be medium and play the range from 510 to like 530, right? If I wanted to play super conservative, I still would sell one at 510, but I would probably average in at the 560s for the short, roughly in this range here, in this pocket. So that's if I was playing it really conservatively. But the only reason why I would want to play it conservative is if this buyer was just massive. And notice the buying really isn't massive. Right? You do have buyers, but they got sold into. Oh, my bad. Sorry, Pop. What we got? You want dolphins? Ooh. Fishies. So again, long's not bad at 370 if you know how to manage it. What? Oh, those are dolphins. Good job. And oh man. Yeah, it's a squid too, Bob. So all right, I'm gonna probably have to cut my mic. So real quickly, buyers, right? We still have buyers. If not, you're gonna find some. There's some light ones at 250, but I think the big ones at 150. So if we leg down again, gonna be there. Hold on, Papa. And then selling, I think it's gonna happen up here if it sells, right? If we cut through these guys V shape, the only way, if we slow cut through it, I think it'll be BS buying. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it'll be real unless the volume's real. If the volume kind of kicks up, then I'll think it's real. If the volume gets up to these levels up here, this 20,000 levels up through here, up into here, or down here somewhere, I would say, okay, now we got equal players. But with this right here, this candle here, even though that was pretty big, I say that this is your buyer for right now. I'll highlight him a little bit more green. There we go. Make him look a little stronger. So I think this is your bigger buyer here, and you got your bigger seller here. So anything else is going to be internal liquidity. It's kind of playing ranges, but I think this is the big dog right here. Kahuna. If the Kahuna cracks here, Kahuna down here. There might be one here at the 250s though. Let's see. Yeah, there could be one of this 250s too. But I don't know. In terms of legs, I'm not sure on that one. Let's look at the 5. Let's see, increase. All right, I'll drag this guy over. Yeah, there is buyers down here. Just finding the right one. There we go. We can go kind of bright on this one. So maybe from a 5-minute standpoint, it's 300 level. Because of the overlap. I like that. I like overlap. All right. 2-minute. A lot of different levels here. Good night. All right. Thank you guys for liking the video, by the way. I appreciate it. So this wasn't a 2-bar break on the top step. This happened to be 1 break, 1 doji. We don't take dojis. So volume's not really getting there anyways. But if we start slipping here, c'est la vie. Possible 3-bar play on the 15-minute. What's up, Puff? How you doing today? So 3-bar play possible now. And 3-bar plays, let me teach you guys the 3-bar play from Al Brooks' standpoint. Need to be in a strong uptrend or downtrend. Okay? Strong uptrend or downtrend. Inside bar. The bar is best if it's inside the body. The best thing is if there's no wicks. No like top wicks. If there was no top wick here and the body came down clean, no wick, and then the body came up clean, wick, like no wick. There could be wicks on the top but not on the bottoms. That's like textbook perfect 3-bar play, right? But when you have a kind of a wick, this is technically still an inside bar. You have to wait for the break of this candle down here, this wick down here, for it to be a true 3-bar. So a bigger wick isn't better. I'm in a spot to flip the next 3s and I'm eligible for my dude. That's what Puff. Puff, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Get that payout. Get that payout. That's what we want to see, dude. That's what we want to see. My neighbor's gonna hate me for that, but they can suck it. Puff, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Way to go, dude. What strategy are you using, Puff? What do you like trading? It's been pretty good price action, huh? I know you blew up some accounts 2 weeks ago. Because that price action was tough. I blew up an account 2 weeks ago. An account. So see, we're dipping back our toe back into this liquidity, this buy side liquidity here again, right? Yeah. No, Puff, it was a lot of everybody blew up their accounts 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it was tough. I'm telling you. But I'm happy for you, bro. That's what we want to see. I want to see people be successful, bro. So thanks guys for liking the video, by the way. I appreciate it. Tapping back into this buyer here. So see what I'm saying, Tracy, with the shorts here. Until we get a good buyer, I still want to be short. But until we get a really, this buyer is pretty strong. But it's this dude here. And then we got some buyers here, 300s. So as you can see, we dipped back in, even cracked this dude, came back up, and it all got bought up. So we'll see what happens. I'm using breakouts, trend lines, algos. Okay, breakouts. You just do a pure price action, or do you use like volume and incorporate some volume, or do you use like an algo with your breakouts? And then how you define a trend line is really important too, right? So see how we're dipping back into this liquidity here, Tracy? So the buyer is still present. If I wanted great pricing, I want to get into here or into the 300. But if we crack these people, I think we might crack the 250s and come all the way down to roughly 170. But this buyer is still here, still active. So yeah, nonetheless, I have about 20 minutes. I really don't want to do this, but see here what we got. We got a little bear trap here. No bear trap. We got a little bit of different schedule these next 2 days, so my stream cannot be as long as much as I want to trade the price action today, because this is exactly the kind of price action you want to trade. Beautiful. I may have to cut it a little short here. Gotta leave here in about 15-20. But nonetheless, here's the levels. I'm gonna let you guys look at the levels here. We go get a couple things ready. Dewey slayed it to this morning. He says he's done trading for the day, but he's never done trading for the day. Dewey, good job. He says done for the day. I know what he really means. I saw a tapering algo this morning to build liquidity this morning. Broke the algo at 1026 and I took the trade. You took the short? 1020 East? No. 1020 East Coast? Right? 1020 East Coast? Why is this on West Coast time? Look over here. 1020 East Coast. Ah, that was a pre-market low. Okay. Right there, little can. So it broke that. Broke the algo at 1026 and I took the trade. Okay, so it broke. Whose algo? Your algo? Or someone else's algo? I took the same short. ES short. ES short. Okay, I took the NQ short, but got you. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, post it in my Discord DM. Same thing. Should be at the Cafe Trader. Should be. Or this is my handle as well. Let me see here. I don't know if I already have you. Puff, I already have you added or no? So, where I think a lot of people might get tripped up is if we do find new buying interest here, we break this kind of trend here, I think your sellers are still here. So I think this still gets dumpstered here. And then we come into wherever this new buying starts to happen, or this previous buyer. Yeah, I have to go right now though, Puff. Link it to me if you're gonna show me on video. But I gotta get some stuff ready though, because I gotta run to a different city, drop my son off. Oh, when you said tape algo, you're talking about reading the tape? You're talking about like if we were to put the tape on. Let me see here. Where's the tape at here? Let's see. How do I get tapes here? If we were to get the tape, boom, 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 boom. Time and sales. We get time and sales here. Widen this out a little bit. What do you think? Like maybe you filter it? Like 5 or something? I sent you on Discord. Okay. Bro. Dude. Bro. Your trend lines, dude. I gotta show you guys this picture. It's hilarious. Trev, you're an animal. You're a trend line animal, dude. Bro. Hey. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this right here? That's a good camera you're shooting from, dude. I can see your pixels, bro. I can see like the RGB in the pixels. All right, so the algo is the blue line. Bro, how do you guys like this, huh? This is Trev, you got a mind, bro. This makes me itchy. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. This makes me itchy though. I see this, bro. It's like I start scratching like I got lice or something. You know what I mean? So this dark blue line is the algo. And obviously this here is the black hole. And you knew that there was going to be a black hole eating those longs. And they just dumped into them, right? Obviously. This is obvious. This one right here. That's an anomaly. Help, help. There's a big box. Hey, good short though. So how did you enter? You entered right off the break of it? Like as soon as it broke, middle of the candle? Yeah, that's pretty heavy, dude. That's intense. Do you chart those trend lines or they charted for you? Okay, okay. I'll keep the tape up so you guys see the tape. But tape, you can go 1, see the orders really come flash in. Why is this ES? We don't want ES, we want MQ. Q, NQ. There we are. Here we are. Now let's filter it up. Go like 5. 5's fine. Filter to 5. There you go. Here's an algo right here. Buy side algo at 35s. Slapped in. Heavier buy side algo. Nonetheless, no matter what happens here, this price action looks pretty clean. I'm just going to leave for a second here. The price action looks clean, but I think I would want to be starting to sell at 80s, and I really want to be a seller around the 500s. Right? So this buyer is still here. Buyer's still tapping into this liquidity here. We got the right area. We were in that right position. I still think this was a good position too here, but once we cracked it, obviously we're finding that next pool of liquidity down here. So, so yeah, we took a little loss on that. See, what was that? 240? 240 minus 100, 140 plus 350. Okay, yeah, we're good. I was like, wait, do I still need to make another $100? All right. So, yeah, dude. Take care, Trev. Have a good one, bro. Good to see you, dude. I'll be popping into the Discord too. Today and tomorrow, though, are just a little tricky. So, I'll be right back. Here's the levels. You guys already know where I said I wanted to be interested in selling it. If I want to scale in, not a recommendation, but just keep that in mind. This line is me being hecka aggressive at the 480 level. So, I'll be back. All right, little update. Came up again. Again, I do know that there's a seller here, but I really do think the beginning of this selling is going to happen up here. Like, obviously, we're having a hard time cracking this person. I'm not even going to mark them, because I really don't think they're as big of a seller as this guy right here. So, would like to get short up there. Could have been a buyer down here. Again, this is where I wanted to go long with this buyer again. And probably would have taken another here. But if we start knocking on the door a third, fourth time, we can get a little sketch. 1, 2's cool. 3, 4 might be a little iffy here. But anyways, so we ended up profiting on the morning. Took this little trade here just as a quick recap. We took the short on this trap from the 5-minute. So 5-minute trap here. Broke out of bodies, tried to go higher, came back into range. This is a trap, bull trap. Took the trap, 1.75. Got a 1.75. That was our first 100 on the morning. We ended up trying to find some buyers here at these levels, and I think they were, where were they? Yeah, yes. Trying to find some buyers here. Went only light. I front runned it a little bit. Trying to find a little bit more support down at these levels, and we did not get it. So we cracked through. I closed the trade, and we took about 50 points of contract, covered one for 13. Oh, this was 2, so we were in for a total of 4. So that one ended up being, so about 25 points loss. About 25, and this one was about 35. So I ended up getting hit on those a little bit, but then we found support here, and this is where I wanted to be a buyer at. I didn't honestly think we would tap into this pool here. So I was thinking about putting one here. I didn't do it because I thought that this would have been it. We had some buyers here that were here as well. So I thought we're going to cut through these guys, but we blasted through those buyers, went all the way down here, and came back up into the range. So now I went and took profit when I had 250 on this account. This is just a small account, so 250, if I start going more than that, it's not good for the account anyways. And yeah, that was our current order. So once I hit about 350, I did cover a couple as it came up to like right here-ish. And then when it came up to here, I sold out all of them to get my 350 and be done. So done with this account at least. Obviously, I have to do more on different accounts, but found a buyer again. I'm expecting big selling here at the 500 level. If we come in strong though, if we come with a like really nice price action, really strong volume, this could start to get taken, but I still do think there's going to be a big reaction at the 500 level. As far as that, we had our trades, our 2 trades here on the house strat. There was actually 3 trades. I missed 1. I'm only looking for shorts here again on this. This is looking like a bear flag from just a basic price action standpoint. Basic bear flag. So we had that trend break. We had that same thing, bull trap into a trend break, took a 3rd bar down, got that extension, could have got the 2 bar on the 15-minute, missed the 2 bar on the 15-minute, and that would have been a nice another 130 points. So if we were to take the measurement from the beginning of the crack down to the 2nd bar, we would have got our fill here at about 135 points with the profit. Didn't catch it though. So it's hard to manage 3 different screens all at the same time and trying to do 2 different strategies. It is a little bit and then run a stream. It's kind of intensive, I'm not gonna lie to you. But anyways, hey guys, thank you for stopping by. I had to go drop my son off. Yeah, I'm gonna be popping in a little later. I'm definitely gonna be trading this morning a little bit on, probably be on the Fast Track Discord. Pop my head in there on my laptop, and we'll get it going. Thank you guys so much for coming in and dropping in the stream. Really appreciate you guys being here. And let's hope that we can all find some success in the markets. Discipline, stay disciplined here. And if you guys have ideas, thoughts you want to share, good trades that you do. I don't really like seeing amounts of money that you made, because that really doesn't matter at the end of the day. If you guys show me points, how you get into your trades, and how much points you were able to take out of the market based off what moves, that to me speaks more volumes, because price at the end of the day could just get up. Like, yeah, I would have made on this one micro, I would have made, you know, what was it, $15,000 on the short? 15,000 on the short with 5 minis or whatever it was. If I would have had 15 minutes, I would have made $45,000 on the short, right? Anyone could say that. I'm not saying anyone could say that. I'm just saying that the dollar amount doesn't mean as much to me as a trader as on this short. I'm probably not going to be interested on the follow through. So, but if we crack this and then have another 2 bar, even lower, then I don't care anymore. This guy's invalid because he already got cracked. So, different steering like that. All right, gotta go. Take care, guys. Have a good day. Oh my goodness. Hey, Samu, thank you, bro. Take care of yourself, dude. Appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow. Sorry, I'm cracking the stream, so I won't be able